On this edition of Shelby This Week, the digging has begun. Why some Macomb County residents will be hearing a lot of banging and construction sounds for the next few months, some days for up to 20 hours. And clerk controversy. Karen Springer is facing more troubles as she fights for her duties and as two of her former employees fight her with a whistleblower lawsuit. And playing for charity, the Shelby Police and Fire went up against Sterling Heights in a little cross-county rivalry. We'll tell you who settled the score next. And fun summer activities. We'll tell you about a bunch of family activities to do and one where you don't even have to wait until summer. All of these stories and plenty more right now. It tops our news. The Township's Planning Commission will meet next week to discuss the future of the vacant Yule Elementary School. The St. Mina and Pope Kyrios Orthodox Church has applied for the land use through Utica Community Schools. The church says they purchased the school and its land located on Shelby Road near 23 Mile Road for around $900,000. The meeting next week will be for Shelby Township to examine the site plan, go through zoning issues and things of that nature. Right now they have an agreement, but the closing of the sale has to be first granted by the township. It's not clear yet when the closing date of the sale is and when the church is expected to move on to the land. The Shelby Township Police and Fire Departments had a score to settle. After 2 years of losing to the Sterling Heights departments at the annual charity basketball game, they were ready this year to get the W. ShelbyTV's Austin Lass was there for the exciting game and to show us just how they got that win.
Some of Shelby Township's finest took off their uniforms and put on a pair of basketball shorts for a good cause. Here are all the sights and sounds.
Tonight we are hosting the third annual Chamber Cares event. It's a charity basketball game and taste fest. This year, the charity that we are benefiting is the Henry Ford Cancer Institute. You know, it's an important event not only because of the charity component, you know, the charitable component, but it's also a great opportunity for our members, many of whom are in Shelby Township, to come out and showcase what they can do to the community at large. We had a lot of restaurants out here tonight for the Taste Fest portion, and the residents get a really fun night to come out to, and they get, you know, to taste this great cuisine, connect to the community. They get to watch the fire department and the police department playing the charity basketball game, so it's a lot of fun and a great opportunity for both the business community and the residents. But it is kind of fun to see there's a friendly rivalry that exists between the Sterling Fire and Police and then the Shelby Utica Fire and Police. They have a good time doing it every year though. You know, this is the third annual, it grows every year, and we hope to see even more people out next year at the fourth annual event.
Not only did Shelby Fire and Police take home the victory, Henry Ford Cancer Institute also won as well, as the event raised just under $1,000. Reporting for Shelby This Week, this is Austin Lass.
With heavy heart, Shelby Township Fire has lost one of their own. Steve Buckley, a former firefighter, passed away earlier this month. Buckley retired as Chief of Training back in March of 2014 after serving a long and successful career. He passed at the age of 58. A 77-year-old Shelby Township man has been killed in a plane crash that occurred in Indiana. The crash happened earlier this month in Bartholomew County, which is just southeast of Indianapolis. A witness called 911 after they saw the plane go down after takeoff. They said the plane rolled over and crashed. Ren Sagart was piloting the plane and pronounced dead at the scene. He was flying a 1940s single-engine plane. He was the only person on board. 3 months into the job, Macomb County Clerk Karen Springer is facing a lawsuit and threatening one of her own. The County Board of Commissioners voted to approve the hiring of an attorney for Springer in a pending federal lawsuit. Two former deputy clerks filed a civil rights and whistleblower lawsuit against Springer for firing them after they filed an ethics complaint against her with the county. They say their firings violated their First Amendment rights. Karen Springer is also threatening to sue the county, claiming the county took away her authority by going to an electronic system to record meetings, rather than that being one of her duties. She claims the amendments conflict with state rules and the county charter. Officials say this has nothing to do with Springer, that the electronic system was put into place more than a year ago under the former clerk, Carmela Sabaugh. And just 3 months into her job, Public Works Commissioner Candace Miller has seen her fair share of drama with the 15-mile interceptor collapse that caused the sinkhole in Fraser. While she and her team deal with that, Miller is now releasing videos on her Facebook and YouTube pages in a new Public Works 101 series. She says these videos will show what's going on in the department to keep you informed. The first video shows the Chapaton pump in St. Clair Shores and how it works. Her latest is an informational video on the Clinton River Spillway. Work is being done by the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative through federal funds on the shorelines of the river. Some of that work is habitat restoration with excavating.
But there's a number of trees that have been they're anchored actually. They rope them together and then they anchor them in the soil. And they're going to be planting all kinds of fauna, natural native fauna, and various things. And so it's really going to be a great way for fish spawning.
This is happening in different areas and is expected to be finished sometime this year. And when it comes to that sinkhole, the end is in sight. The bypass for the sewer line is done, and that means digging has begun for the repair shaft. The digging is expected to take about 2 months, and once it's done, it will be 300 feet long, 30 feet wide, and 60 feet deep. That means crews will be pounding steel beams for 20 hours a day for the foreseeable future. Crews believe once this cage-like structure is built, everything should hold up for a couple hundred years. In the meantime, they're going to send a robot into the rest of the 19 miles of sewer pipe to inspect every inch to make sure another sinkhole isn't brewing anywhere else. Public Works Commissioner Candace Miller says the cost of repairs could reach about $75 million. Pizza isn't hard to find in Shelby Township, and there's another place to choose from. Mod Pizza has just opened its doors at the northwest corner of 23 Mile Road in Hayes, and they are quite a bit different from your ordinary pizza place.
We're an all-you-can-eat pizza restaurant, and so, pizza is something that's not hard to find, but we do it a little bit differently.
What makes them so different? It is what they call simple food for complex times.
So you can put as many toppings as you want, and the price will not change on you. We also offer the same option with salads as well. And our oven is 730 degrees, and so they cook really quickly, and so we'll have that pizza out for you in like 3 to 5 minutes after it gets in the oven.
Although the doors of their Shelby Township location have been open for about 4 weeks now, their official grand opening is this week. If you're looking for something fun and educational to do with the family, Selfridge Military Museum and Air Park is now open to the public. It's open from noon to 4:30 on Saturdays and Sundays now through the end of October. It will also be open on the 4th of July and Memorial Day. Visitors will see $7 million worth of displays, 30 military aircrafts, and thousands of artifacts. Next on Shelby this week, a major company is now hiring. We'll tell you how you can work for it and with good pay working from home. And filling a trailer with pet food and treats, how you can help Macomb County seniors and pets in need. Next.
Hi, I'm Matt Signorello, Lieutenant Inspector with the Shelby Township Fire Prevention Division. I'm here today to discuss escape planning. When it comes to escape planning, it's always wise to plan ahead. If a fire breaks out in your home, you may only have a few seconds to get out safely. Make sure everyone in the home knows where to go. First, make a home escape plan. It can be as simple as a family conversation. Always know at least 2 ways to get out of a room. Teach your children to escape on their own and to practice fire drills as a group. It is a good idea to keep doors closed, especially at night and especially with children. When it comes time to get out of your home, designate a meeting place typically at the end of the driveway near a mailbox or a tree. If the alarm sounds, get out and stay out. Never go back in for anything. That's what the fire department is for. If the conditions are smoky, get low and go. Call the fire department as soon as you get outside. Implement your plan today and stay safe.
Welcome back. Former Shelby Township resident and public relations executive Philip Frame is expected to plead guilty to federal child pornography charges. Frame is expected to plead to receipt and possession of child pornography. Investigators say this all happened between January of 2013 and September of last year. The 62-year-old would face a term between 5 and 20 years in prison for the receipt charge and 20 years for the possession charge. He's scheduled to head to trial as well next month for 5 counts of possessing child sexually abusive material and 1 count of using a computer to commit a crime here in Macomb County. A big announcement came from Representative Peter Luito. He released a video on Facebook saying he'll be running for state senate for the seat that will be vacated by Senator Jack Brandenburg.
Jack and I both believe in very traditional and conservative views. Today, I share those same values and traditions with my own family, and I want to put the families first in Macomb County and make sure that those values and traditions are preserved.
If you want to learn more about his platform, you can head to www.peterjlucido.com. Next month, why not help both people and their animals during the Pet Supplies Plus Fill the Trailer event? The program is to help Macomb County seniors and homeless pets.
And it's an important event because it's, this time of year where we really need to reach out to our low-income seniors and really show that we support them and we're here to help them out. Macomb County Senior Program is also collecting food for the actual seniors, so at that same time they're going to get food that they could utilize, plus we're going to come right behind them and give them food for their pets. And that's, it's an amazing day and it's really rewarding. I think it's important that we really, as residents, get involved.
The goal is to fill the trailer with 12,000 pounds of donated food, cat litter, and treats for both cats and dogs. And for those who donate, you'll be entered to win a raffle prize, gift cards, and other items. Whether you're getting in shape for summer or just because we're here to help, Shelby TV's Dan Meyer went to Top Gun Fitness here in Shelby Township to start working on getting his legs toned and in shape.
All right, so we're going to talk about some squatting tips and techniques that we're going to run Dan through today. So before we actually get him inside the rack here, we're going to go through some techniques here. So Dan, we kind of already discussed a little bit about the squat, what muscle groups that are engaged. Your prime movers in this particular movement are going to be your glutes and your quadriceps that we're really going to be keying in on. It's also going to hit your hamstrings as well. But like I said, the big ones that are really going to be keyed in on are going to be your glutes and your quadriceps. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a shoulder width approach. So the first thing what he's going to do is he's going to go ahead and he's going to put his feet about shoulder width. The next thing is we're going to always start from the bottom, work our way up. He's going to dig his heels into the ground as hard as he possibly can. We want to try to stay on our heels as much as we can. And then he's going to get a slight bend to the knee, okay? Come back just a little bit, perfect. Slight bend to the knee. And once we have that, now what we're going to do is we're going to use a method to actually put some stress inside the quadricep without actually putting any weight on it. So what he's going to do is I'm going to have him kick his femur to the outside just a little bit. And do you feel your quadriceps contract right there?
Yep.
Okay, and what that's, like I said, going to do is going to just go ahead and it's going to put just a little bit of stress and load actually already developed inside the quadricep before we even get anything on the bar or get into the rack. The next big thing, which is probably the most important thing, and this is keeping a neutral spine throughout the entire motion. So what we're going to have Dan do is we're going to have him go ahead and he's going to have to track the scapula inward, which is going to push his chest out. Now when he does that, one thing we want to do is when we get him, we got to remember we're going to have a bar placed on the back here. We want to go ahead and we want to make sure that our lats are slightly flared because we're going to use these as a stabilizer, and also our core is somewhat contracted because once again we're going to use that as a stabilization as well. Always keep your head up, never drop your head, because if you drop your head, your body's always going to follow and it's going to put the back in a vulnerable position. So we're going to look at this from a frontal view. So what we're going to have Dan do is about 10 squats. As Dan goes down, he's going to use a little bit of a slower approach. We have different parts of the actual motion. We have a positive in a squat, which is going to be on the way up. an isometric part, which is going to be a squeeze contraction up at the top of that motion, and then a negative part, which is going to be on the way down. So remember, there's 3 parts to this movement. We're going to manipulate each one differently on a time basis. So as Dan goes down, he's going to go down. All right, and as he comes back up, he's going to explode back up, but he's going to go ahead and he's going to drive the hips forward. When he drives the hip forward, what do you feel contract automatically?
I feel my glutes.
Your glutes contract. So now that Dan's went ahead, he's got his glutes contracted, we're going to try to keep that contraction in there. So go ahead and try to squeeze those glutes, and then go back down nice and slow. Come back up, explode, extend the hip forward, back down nice and slow again. Back forward. Now, as you notice, as Dan goes through these motions, you can go ahead and continue. We're just having Dan go down to about 90 degrees, which is about a sitting position. But around 80 to 90 degrees, the quadriceps are pretty much maxed out, so we're not going to get any more stress and load in those actual quadriceps. So if you have any knee problems or something like that, generally 90 degree is kind of a good, starting spot to keep at. I wouldn't go too much lower if the knees start bothering you. You can give it a roll and you can give it a try, but generally about 90 degrees is a pretty safe range for someone to do a body squat, and especially if you do have some knee problems, making sure that you're doing it in nice controlled motion is a way to go.
Amazon is planning to add thousands of jobs in the U.S. within the next year. There will be 30,000 part-time positions available, and 5,000 of those will be jobs in virtual customer service, which allows employees to work as a customer service agent from your home. The remaining jobs will be at Amazon warehouses, and any part-time employee who works 20 hours or more in a week is eligible for benefits. For more information, head to Amazon.com, scroll to the bottom, and click on Careers. After 7 decades, Detroit-based Better Made Potato Chips is upgrading their signage. The old sign was finally replaced after 70 years. The old iconic sign will now be on display inside the facility. The new sign is more colorful and displays the updated logo. You can see the new sign for yourself if you drive by the Gratiot Avenue facility on Detroit's east side. Still ahead on Shelby this week, swinging from the trees in Macomb County. We'll tell you all about a brand new obstacle course that will hoist you up 40 feet in the air and have you swinging like Tarzan, or like Macomb County Executive Mark Hackle. And get your peanuts and Cracker Jacks ready. Opening day is coming up, and we've got all the information for you next.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
she doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice, she's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow, even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Or maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
With the second season's opening day coming soon, the United Shore Professional Baseball League is looking to expand. A 4th team has already been added this season, but Commissioner Andy Appleby says they've been looking at sites throughout Michigan to build another stadium in the hopes that one day there will be 10 to 20 teams. Investors say building Jimmy John's Field for $16 million was quite the gamble, considering the league isn't affiliated with any major league teams, but it seems to be paying off here in Macomb County. And that opening day is less than a month away at Jimmy John's Field. Bats will start swinging on Thursday, May 11th at 7 p.m. The Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers will take on the Utica Unicorns, the first team to win the U.S. PBL championships last season. There will be a ring ceremony for the Unicorns and a championship flag raising as well. And a new addition to the food menu this year is Chick-fil-A. Their sandwiches will be available at the stadium this year. Tickets are still available. Just go to uspbl.com. The weather has been beautiful and a definite sign that summer is right around the corner. So why not kick off the season by doing something fun and outdoors? Our Stacy Sansotero went over to Stony Creek Metro Park to watch the ribbon get cut on a brand new obstacle course that sits a little higher than most. And she got to take a crack at the course herself.
This is a destination. There are going to be people coming from all around the area and probably from other states to try to challenge themselves on this adventure course.
The Go Ape Treetop Adventure has officially opened at our very own Stony Creek Metro Park. And this totally unique outdoor experience challenges you to live life adventurously.
It's basically experiencing 2 to 3 hours in the trees, 40 obstacles, 5 zip lines. It's just a great time for anybody who's looking to live life more adventurously.
This 2 to 3 hour journey begins with a safety talk and training session. And with the knowledge that safety is the key to a good time, let the adventure begin.
I'm excited to try it, but you got to realize, you know what, each and every person that gets a chance to do this is saying to themselves, can I do this? How far can I take myself? How far can I push myself?
And I'm going to be totally honest. That's exactly what I was thinking as Dan Myers, Mark Hackle, and myself approach the first of 5 sites. And there is no doubt that this girl got by with a little help from her friends.
Perfect, you got it. Piece of cake, she's even smiling now. Oh, baby,
Dan, you can push me, Dan, push me.
all right, 3, 2, 1.
There are a total of 5 sites to conquer on this treetop adventure. Each site begins with a rope ladder where you climb up to a platform and begin doing obstacles. These obstacles include crossing rope and wooden plank bridges, climbing nets, and unforgettable Tarzan swings.
Oh, that was awesome.
Each site concludes by soaring through the trees on a zip line. And let me tell you, as you progress, this adventure becomes more intense and more challenging.
That was so fun.
I was very excited about getting out here, anticipating it. It's more than what I thought. It's absolutely incredible opportunity for people of all ages, all walks of life, to come on out here and test themselves, to make a determination. You know, am I afraid of heights? Is it something about coordination? But I got to tell you, some of the people that were on here, I was absolutely amazed with, and even yourself. I mean, you overcame some fears and some challenges.
I got to say, I'm very much afraid of heights. And I don't really think I knew what I was getting into when we started this. And then once we were in it, and I realized how high we were. I mean, at one point, Mark actually had to push me off a platform to zip line because I was too afraid to go. But I feel so good that I did it now.
And then after that, you didn't even have to. That's all you had to say was, Stacey, just kind of sit down and let it go. And she did. In fact, admit it. When you started moving, all of a sudden you're waving to the crowd.
I'm like,
and you were even doing your hair the one time.
Right,
you were even fixing your hair. I'm sitting there thinking, she's got this. She's got this figured out.
No, really. I mean, I was trembling at the beginning. By the end, it was just pure excitement and fun.
You know, it's just a little bit of coordination. And you know what? I think the biggest thing is letting go of your fear. And once you get rid of that, boy, I tell you what, everything else was simple. And having people around to kind of help you overcome that, I think, is somewhat helpful. Fortunately, I don't have that fear issue going on. But I got to tell you, I was extremely excited about this challenge. It was a lot of fun.
All right, and from Mark and I here at Go Ape Treetop Adventures, back to you in the studio, Kelly.
Thanks.
And do you want to soar through those treetops too? Go Ape Treetop Adventures is now open to anyone 10 years and older. You can book ahead of time online. Just go to goape.com. Now, every week I end the show saying, that's it for us here at Shelby this week. Well, this week I have to say, that's it for me here at Shelby this week. This will be my last show here at the anchor desk as I take a job on at a television station in Detroit. It has been an honor and a privilege reporting the news here in Shelby Township and Macomb County. I've enjoyed meeting such wonderful people and getting to talk with our viewers. I will be coming back for special reports and events, though this isn't the last time you'll see me just here at the desk. I'll be seeing you all around Macomb County. Thank you so much for letting me bring you your Shelby news every week. And this is it for us here at Shelby this week. You can watch us all the time on ShelbyTV.org, and don't forget to head over to our Facebook page and like it. We'll leave you now with more scenes from the charity basketball game. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.
sky.